guys, this is Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm jumping in with my March Faves. Yes! As I film this, we are actually already in the first week of April, but so much has been going on. You know, there's, well, April 1st, we had April Fool's Day, we had Easter, Passover still going on. So definitely lots of stuff. I've been coaching. We're actually in the middle of spring break right now. So we get 2 weeks off because we only get 2 weeks off for winter. So instead of the 3 weeks at winter, we get 2 at spring break. So yeah, it's been fun, you know, kind of working out in the mornings with the kids and giving them some grueling workouts and then doing it with them so that I can really tell them I'm not taking any of their complaints. Actually, as I was filming this, the Amazon man came and Wally's little present showed up. So he's getting a brand new water filter. So he has a water fountain downstairs, and then this is, well, these are the filters, and then this is the water fountain. So sorry, brand new water fountain, not a brand new water filter. But yeah, this part's green. It's like a little daisy and like the water comes out of here. So it's got like a bazillion reviews, like 5 stars on Amazon. So we'll see how he likes this. This will be his upstairs water fountain. So yay, a little present for Wally today. Let's get into all the things that I was loving in March. So remember, towards the end of March is when I was off for spring break, and then if you guys have been following my channel, you know that there was a lot of craziness happening like right at the start of March. Literally on March 1st, that's when I had to leave school, unfortunately, in the ambulance for my whole heart thingy, but hey, the doctors were able to figure it out, and some good stuff has actually come from it, so it's kind of a, I guess, a blessing in disguise. Okay, so let's look at some of the goodies that I have been using for March. So this first thing is tech related. You know the ads that sometimes you see on Instagram where it's like, you know, these like cool products? Well, I have bought from those ads, I think 2 times. The first time worked out really well. It was for these like pleather or vegan like pleather leggings, and I thought they looked pretty badass and they remind me of Catwoman, and you know, so I got them, and you know, they were totally awesome, so I bought from that company again, and they're a fantastic company. So I saw a second ad, different company, for like tripods, you know, and I know that sometimes when I go out and about, the tripod that I use right now that I'm using to film this with my cell phone can't always be on even ground, or it's not always feasible to set up my tripod. So I thought that what I saw on this ad was like, oh wow, you know, I could, you know, use these little tripods. Well, it ended up the product never showed up, but they did take my money, but it was through PayPal, so PayPal was able to refund me. So I was like, cool. Well, then 2 months later, I get a notification that says the item is shipping. So after they said whatever, they blew me off, they're like, we're not going to ship you the product, they still ended up shipping me the product, and I still got refunded my money. So the universe just gave me some free gifts. So hey. So what those were was this like little octopus thingy. So your cell phone goes here, and you can like bend this and wrap it around like a tree or wherever you want to wrap it around somebody's backpack. And it's got little pads on the bottom so that it stays grippy to whatever you have added it to. So hey, I mean, for free, that's pretty neat. And it also came with this, which I actually am using, and this is bendy. It's got a giant clip here, and you can clip this anywhere, and you can put your cell phone in here, and you could do your filming. And that's actually how I've been doing as of my last 2 videos, my deck reviews, you know, so that way people are able to really look down on the cards that I'm reviewing instead of having them at an angle, and it's just better, I think, for lighting. So that's the photo snob in me. Something else that I have been loving in March, this item I got actually towards the end of February, but I didn't start wearing them until March because we were having some rains, and these are brand new shoes, and I didn't want them to getting messed up in the rain. And those are my brand new workout shoes. So I don't say running shoes because I don't go running that often anymore, just due to overuse injuries from college and high school. So I can still run a little bit. Like I could still run hills with the kids and, you know, and the stuff that I make them do on the field when we're doing like 100-yard strides and things like that. Like I can still do that. But if I start to train hard again, you know, running, then, you know, the tendonitis in my knees and hips tends to flare up. And so I don't want that, because I need this body till I'm at least 100 years old. So my favorite shoes for my overpronating feet are Asics, and Asics are the shoes that I've had since college. Like I've always been an Asics person, not just because we were sponsored as a track and field team by Asics, but we were originally sponsored by Adidas, but I found that once we were sponsored by Asics, Asics have really done my feet and my joints good. So I'm an Asics girl all the way, and I've been an Asics girl since the year 2001. Yeah. Asics all the way. So my brand new tennies, yay! Okay, next I want to jump into some jewelry. And so this first necklace is a necklace that my boyfriend got me when we went out to the flower fields in Carlsbad, California. So it's still in San Diego. It's San Diego County, but it's not too far north. And it's literally like miles of flowers. Like it's so beautiful. And then they had like little shops that were like selling stuff at the base of the flower fields, and so my boyfriend got me this beautiful blue bead necklace. This next necklace is actually also a gift from my boyfriend. Okay, I get spoiled with gifts. I know this. I'm appreciative. And this is the Eye of Horus necklace that we got at the California Science Center when we went to go see King Tutankhamun's treasures. So yeah, I have been wearing this nonstop. I'm just not wearing it today because I just finished working out, so I don't want to get this all mungy like while I work out, you know, but I do have my other cool necklace on though. It's got a little kitten, a little weight, and a little dingababobs that says tarot. Get it? Kittens, weights, and tarot. Okay, this next necklace I got, I believe, in January of 2017, but I've been wearing it a whole ton, like starting in March. You know, well, I've been kind of wearing it on and off, but just like mostly almost every single day in March, and that's my beautiful silver pentacle. I got this off of a shop on Etsy called Silver Enchantment, so if you are interested, then definitely head over to Silver Enchantments on Etsy. The shop's still there, and the wonderful shop owner still sells these beautiful necklaces and lots of other trinkets as well. But I believe that in March, you know, with the whole heart thing, I've had a whole like, I'm already pretty awakened, but I had an even crazier awakening if you've watched my video on my crazy house clearing experience. And I've really been standing in my witchiness. You know, I mean, I'm pretty open about being witchy. I mean, I don't scream it to the heavens from the middle of my cul-de-sac or my street or anything, but I'm just like, you know, if people ask me, you know, I'll tell them, you know, I'm, you know, hedge witch, green witch, you know, I'm pretty eclectic. I have like a mixture of, you know, beliefs. But lately, as I've been, you know, just more open about showing it on my person, you know, wearing my, you know, pentacle with pride, you know, making more Instagram like short videos on like my witchy practice and things like that, that I've just had this outpouring of support. And then my own friends, like friends I didn't even know were witches, came out of the closet, were like, oh my gosh, you're a witch too? Like, high five. You know, and it's been, yeah, I would say a pretty awesome journey. Which has already been going on, is I don't know, just awesome stuff has really started to happen since March, and yeah, I dig it. Speaking of heart stuff, let's get into now some oils and a tincture. So the tincture that I have here is called Motherwort, and this comes from the Herb Farm, which you guys can see down here. I have actually ordered 3 more of these, plus I've ordered off of Etsy seeds. So I get this off of Amazon. It's like $8, I think, on Prime. And then I've ordered motherwort seeds, so I can actually start growing my own motherwort in my backyard with all my other mint that I have, because this motherwort is a relative of the mint family. So that I can start making my own tinctures. But I have found that, you know, I take this 4 times a day, that it really, really does help my palpitations. There are almost none. You know, I've had a couple since March, and one was during the crazy house clearing. I've had a couple while working out, but nothing too crazy. So I think this does really well at just like keeping my nervous system calm, keeping my anxiety calm, and keeping this wacky heart like zen. That's what I mean. I'm like, come on, wacky heart, zen, zen. And motherwort like really is, I mean, if it's a placebo effect and it's all in my head, I don't care, because it's working. So, and I would like to grow some and actually, you know, start making my own tinctures of this. So yay. Okay, a little oil that I have put together is called the Overcoming Obstacles oil. I got part of the recipe for this out of the Witch's Spell a Day Almanac by Llewellyn, but I tweaked it a little bit, as I always do, kind of based on my own feelings and interpretations of a spell, and I kind of go with the flow. I go with what I feel, and I wanted to incorporate some of the herbs from my own garden. So what's in this particular blend, well actually what this blend is for, is if you are creating a spell or you want to manifest something and you want to remove certain obstacles from your path, or at least as many as the universe can, because you know we all got lessons to learn anyway. I anoint my candles, I'll anoint my skin, because I'm using sunflower oil, so this is okay for at least my skin. Yeah, and it really seems to be a powerful concoction. So let me tell you what exactly is in this. So in here I have 1/4 cup of sunflower oil. I have a tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of mint. Now I put fresh mint in here from my garden, so I want to make sure that I use it quick enough where the herb in here isn't going to like mold or anything. And that's it. That's all that's in here. So 2 very simple ingredients. So if you've made this, or you have the Witch's Spell a Day Almanac and you've tweaked this particular recipe somehow, let me know. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have done. This other little spray, if you like my little Hello Kitty on here, I use every single morning and every single night. I do 3 little spritz. Yes. To kind of cleanse my aura when I wake up in the morning, you know, try to get that dream state wherever I was, you know, clear everything up so that I'm ready to carpe diem. And then at night to kind of cleanse everything and get me ready for bed. And then of course that's a precursor to using my selenite wands, which I then, you know, run all over my aura, and that's my morning and evening ritual. So what I have in here, actually this time around, because I every time it empties I do something a little bit different. So for this particular blend that's in here, I got this off of a recipe that I found on Instagram. So there was a lovely witch on Instagram where they were passing recipes back and forth. I like to use witch hazel as a base to all my sprays. So if you've ever bought a room or body spray from me in my shop, I always use witch hazel as the base. Instead of just regular filtered water, I put rose water in here this time. So it's all full of rose water. I have lavender buds as well as lavender essential oil in here. I have sage essential oil, and I have rose essential oil, which I didn't put so much rose essential oil that I did with the lavender. I think lavender was the majority of the essential oil, followed by sage, followed by rose, and just because sage can be very pungent and overwhelming, and there was already rose water in here, so I didn't want to like knock myself over with rose. Then I put just like a little sprinkling of Himalayan salt. So this I find is really good just for clearing in the morning and clearing in the evening. And then for oils, I got this from the Witch's Moon, formerly known as the Moon Box. back, I think it was February of last year. And this is amber, like straight amber oil. And it is so, I love it so much. And I'm so afraid of using it all. Although I think I found a place where they sell these, like a little hippie shop. But I don't know, as of late, starting in March, I just started using it a lot again. I'm just feeling kind of that like sexy vibe, you know, playing a little Justin Timberlake, bringing sexy back. And then jumping into a herb, with my heart diagnosis, I'm not allowed to have any caffeine. That means no green tea. So I obviously, as I look off camera, I have tons and tons of herbs, so I'm really good at making herbal teas. Well, the herbal tea that I've been most addicted to, like most all of March, this was the one tea that I made, and that was with linden flowers. And so I always put like the little magical description of what you can use linden flowers for. It's for love and protection spells. And you can also use this with lavender for insomnia. And actually last night's tea, I did mix this with lavender, and it was so soothing and so lovely. All right, let's jump into crystals for the month of March. You might find this ironic, but I was really drawn to green crystals. And no, not just because St. Patty's Day is in March, or because I have a minuscule amount of Irish blood in me. My grandmother was Irish. But I believe it was more closely related to that heart chakra that needed healing, because there's a whole lot of stuff going on here. But yeah, I think for the first time I was really drawn to bloodstone, which I have one piece of, like a little piece of tumbled bloodstone. Actually, I'll show you right now. But I kept it with me every day at school once I returned after, you know, my PVC diagnosis. And I felt that it was really calming. It helped me to stay strong. It helped to keep my wits about me with a bunch of teenagers, while all this, you know, stressor was going on. So I felt really drawn to bloodstone, and now that I understand my diagnosis, I know what's going on, I know to kind of how to work with it and how to treat myself, I've pulled away from bloodstones. Like I don't need it at this time. So, but you know, right, March 1st when this was happening, I was like, oh my God, I need bloodstone. So there's something to that, I think. After bloodstone, however, I was really drawn to aventurine, and so I have a few pieces of polished aventurine, and even this little green heart, which on healingcrystals.com, which is one of my favorite websites and probably the only trusted website that I get crystals from if I'm not going to hand pick my own crystals. They were having a sale on all green crystals. I was like, hello. So I picked up this little green aventurine heart. So like I said, I was drawn to a lot of green stones, and the other stone that I worked with briefly, but it was powerful, and it always is my malachite. I'm a huge fan of malachite. I'm malachite girl all the way. I have a pair of malachite earrings. I'd say it's right up there as one of my favorite stones. So yeah, I was all about the malachite. I'm all about that malachite, malachite, malachite. No, there is no no. I like all crystals. And now, the moment that you've all been waiting for, decks. Dun, 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 dun. And I did find out that there is a Star Wars deck out there. I was like, Okay, so I didn't work with a whole lot of decks. I stuck with a few core decks for March, and I was just like using them on nonstop. And now those particular decks are like, whoa, you need to back off, sister. We need a break because you've literally worked us to death. So these decks are now taking a break, but they were my workhorses in March. That first deck is the Lumina Tarot by Inner Hue, and whew, I created a spread using this deck, like a healing spread. I believe if you check my blog on my website, www.kittensweightsandtarot, and you check my YouTube channel, I have a walkthrough of the My Health spread, and I did use the Lumina Tarot, and this is the backings. And yeah, I mean, I'll still go to this one, but the Lumina Tarot is telling me that it needs a little bit of a break ski because we work so heavily, and I used it for a lot of healing. There was a lot of things that came up after my heart diagnosis, a lot of like my past that needed to be healed. So I used this for like a lot of healing and a lot of shadow work. And then, you know, right after that, that's when I did that crazy house clearing. Just had a freaking crazy AF, like awakening experience. Hello. So yeah, I'm glad that the Lumina Tarot was able to take me on that journey. And then a little oracle deck that I thought paired really well with it. Actually, I have it in here, but it came out of this box, and that is the My Quality Time Self-Care Activity deck, and that's by Deja Osborne. And it's an indie deck, and it came out a little while ago, but I thought that the coloring and the imagery paired well with the Lumina Tarot, so I'd been using them in tandem, and I think that they are great complements to each other. And actually I found this one to be really good for predictive work. Like sometimes at big track meets, you know, there's lulls in between, so I like just shuffling my cards while I'm hanging out at track meets. And one of my high jumpers, one that I know, like, she gets all in her head, and she has a really hard time separating what she's thinking with needing to focus, which is high jumping. And just before she would jump, I'd pull a card and be like, what's going through, you know, my athlete's head right now? What might be the possible outcome of her jump? And I would literally know when she was going to hit the bar, when she was not. I mean, as a coach, I can see that in an athlete's run, like whether or not they're going to make it over. Like you can see that in their approach. But I was doing it before she was even doing her approach. I was doing it while she was there, rocking herself back and forth, getting ready to enter into the approach, and it was spot on like 100% of the time, and I was like, whoa, hey, I found a new way to work with you. So yeah, this is the My Quality Time Self-Care Activity deck. Month of March, I also busted out once again my Star Child Tarot, which, by the way, I'm signed up to get I already bought the pre-order for the Moon Child Tarot, so the sister deck to this. And I think they're going to be shipping at the end of April, so I have that to look forward to. Yes! But there are the backings. Of course, they have that muted gold edging that I love. But yeah, I've been using this for my live chats, I've been using it for myself, I've been using it for clients, which normally I don't bust out this too much for clients because sometimes it's a little harder to read. But I don't know, we just really hit it off in March, and we seem to be very connected right now, and that's awesome sauce. And this one, I swear, the Devil card keeps coming up for me like nonstop. Not that I'm becoming materialistic, but more the ideas. Like I'm chaining myself to certain ideas, and I'm needing to break free of them so that I can continue in my little awakening process. And I'm like, dude, I know, I'm trying to break the chains. And the last deck for March is my Earth Warriors Oracle, and if you are interested in seeing the entire walkthrough of this, I do have this on my YouTube channel, and it was pretty recent too. But yeah, this was a book that this was a deck that I didn't even know Alana Fairchild had until I was just kind of scouring the internet for Alana Fairchild decks, and I was like, oh hey, like look at these images, like what? And I don't know, I think the coloring of this, the coloring of the Lumina Tarot, the My Quality Oracle deck, the Star Child Tarot, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm kind of all into this. To me, the coloring reminds me of Lisa Frank. Do you guys remember like Lisa Frank from like elementary school, middle school, even high school? Everybody was all into Lisa Frank everything, which is kind of like the colors behind me. Whereas the Star Child is muted in those colors and more pastels, and to me more 80s. The other decks are a little bit more bold, and this being the boldest. But I think it's the same type of coloring, just it's and it's all my favorite colors, Lisa Frank. It's just different aspects of those colors, like more muted, darker, more intense. And I like that. I really dig it. Maybe you guys don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, but hey, I know what I'm talking about. All right, so that's it for me, spiritual homies. I hope you enjoyed the March faves. And hey, don't forget, I'm creating my first oracle deck. I'm starting to scan through photographs now that I could use for my oracle deck, you know, photographs that I've taken. I refuse to use images off the internet. You know, I know that there are some that are like the free images, but I want this to be like a wholly, like, my deck, and I'm making a community-based deck, so like pictures that come in from everybody else. You know, I'm so excited about this. So it's like, and like it's our deck, you know, our photos, our sacred spots. You know, my little puma is gonna be kind of scattered throughout those different images. So, you know, if you want to be a part of that, definitely go check out my website, www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. Click on Oracle Deck. It'll give you all the deets for that. It's, you know, free. It's, you know, you don't have to pay me anything, but you just give your photograph, and then I'll be able to use it for the Oracle deck, and I think it'll be fantastic. You know, definitely you can remain anonymous, or you can give me your name so that I can give you a shout out in the guidebook that I'm going to make. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. If you are one of my patrons, or you want to join me on patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot, then you can have even more of a creative voice of how the actual finished product is going to look with all these images that we're using. So I'm so excited about that, and definitely join Patreon because I have other things in the works. I'm planning on possibly doing a meetup this summer for all of you guys out there, no matter where you are in the world. Hey, you want to take a vacation, want to head over to Cali, United States, and you want to hang out, I want to start planning that too. So again, join me on patreon.com/kittenswaitsandtarot. Plus you guys get some awesome freebies in the process. Yes. And so that's it for me. If you guys dug this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And I'll see you spiritual homies later. All right, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.